Yes.
Yeah, man about town. You see. So, Ayo,
Yes.
introduce yourself to my audience and tell them who you are, what you do.
Yes. My name is Ayo Dada, and I have a media network called Mataz Arising Media Network.
Yeah.
And the network is, I mean, what we do is about politics. We're like a watchdog. We kind of want to be the voice for the voiceless. We want to hold the state officials accountable to Nigerians by just making sure that we ask them the tough questions. We are on their tails. We criticize them when they need to be criticized. We ask the questions when the questions are needed to be asked. And, because it seems nothing much is happening in Africa but backwardness, unfortunately. So we just want to make sure that we contribute our quota to the development of what is going on in Nigeria and in the Black world as a whole.
Interesting. See,
and we have a website. It's www.matazarising.com.
Yeah.
MAPAZ, arising as in ARISING.com. And we are on Twitter, we are on Facebook, and we are on YouTube as well. So you can look at
Yes. See, I saw you on LinkedIn, and
on where?
LinkedIn.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. And I like the articles you publish. That's where I saw you. So I decided, hey, let me get Ayo here and quiz him a little bit. Maybe you might tell me something juicy.
Right.
No. So see, we know that what's going on in Nigeria for right now is about the hottest story. It's about the Nigerian 2023 presidential election. Okay. So what's your view on the candidates and the reaction of the Nigerian electorate?
Thanks for that question. My view is that number one, if the election holds, I am sincerely concerned.
Really?
It is likely it's going to hold. But with the developments of what's going on in Nigeria today, right, it's concerning, to be honest, because when you look at what's just happened in the past month, with what the terrorists, the bandits, and all of these people have been doing, all the attacks from Owo to Katsina to Kaduna, now to Abuja, to Shiroro, all the activities of the bandits, it's like it's falling into the warnings by some Nigerians who think that this is part of the plan, all right, to hand over Nigeria to terrorists or to ISWAP for Fulanization or Islamization, however you want to put it. So that's a concern. It's not necessarily about Igboho or Nnamdi Kanu that may stop the elections from taking place. However, having said that, in my view, all right, Bola Tinubu, I believe, is a good manager. All right, I believe he has what it takes to lead Nigeria. However, the concern is about, for me and many Nigerians, it's about his age. It's about his health. Not necessarily the age, but the health. Is this man healthy? As we speak, is in France. What he's doing in France, no one knows. There was this rumor that he traveled to France after he collapsed. Collapse sometimes not necessarily means whatever. Maybe you're tired and it's just. However, there's that concern. There's this issue about his identity. We're not really sure who he is. You know, his primary school, his secondary school, the way he went to Chicago, to America. You know, some said he was involved in drugs and all of this. The totality of this is not good for Nigeria. How would we have a president who has all this baggage on him that nobody really knows? If indeed he was involved in drugs in America, do you think Joe Biden will want to stand shoulder to shoulder with him on a world stage, being the American president? The Americans that I know, I don't think that will happen. Do you think Joe Biden will invite him to White House and stand side by side and give world conference? I mean, press conference? I don't. There's a lot to this that meets the eye. So you know, there's so much that hangs around Tinubu for me that I will tilt to another candidate, right? But you know, that's just in a nutshell. There's so much. When you look at him again, all right, he sold us Buhari. Look at the Buhari administration, the nepotism that is there that like we've never seen before, the corruption, the ethnic jingoism, the insecurity, the decimation of our economy, and the list goes on. The decimation of the middle class in Nigeria. You know, nothing works. Electricity. So when you are saying you are a good politician or a good leader who identifies brilliant people to work for you, you're the one who identified Buhari and sold him to us. Look at where we are now. Terrorism everywhere. No one is safe. You can't travel on the roads. You can't travel on the air. You can't travel on the train. You know, you can't really do much. Now you are even afraid when you're at home. People living to Kuje prison will tell you that. Those that have been killed in their churches will tell you that. There's so much about Tinubu that I would say for him to just sit back and go enjoy, you know, and continue to be a kingmaker. However, it's not down to me. Now, going to Atiku. For me, Atiku is a man tainted with corruption. However, even Tinubu's source of wealth, no one knows. The man is extremely wealthy. His source of wealth, no one knows. Same as Atiku. Atiku's source of wealth, where he started off was at the customs. We all know how it is at the customs in Nigeria. You know, even Obasanjo accused him of corruption, you know. And so when you look at that, and the man has tried over and over and over and over and over and over again. What else does he want? What has he got to take us to, you know, to the next level in Nigeria? I tell you what, Atiku doesn't have what it takes. Most of these people, they are. Atiku is for me, he is someone who I think, and in fact, not that I think, that I know is an analog guy. Most of these leaders, all these politicians that are old, they are analog people. Tinubu can actually do stuff. We live in a fast world now, in a technical world, in an e-world. Everything is online. You understand what I'm saying? So we don't need analog leaders again. Atiku has failed many times. So what else does he want? And Atiku has been living in Dubai for the past 5 years.
Really?
5 to 6 years, yes. As we speak, he's still in Dubai. This is someone who wants to come and lead Nigeria, who lives in Dubai. That shows that this man is not patriotic enough. You don't even know what obtains in Nigeria. You don't know the sufferings of the masses. You don't know what's going on. You are not patriotic enough to live in a country you want to live. How come? You know, so most of his investments are in Dubai. He has huge and massive investments in Dubai. So when you become president, what's going to be your number one? What's going to be your focus? We already know. It's going to be about his business. Whatever Dubai tells him to do, he wants to do because his interest is in Dubai. So Dubai will be the one leading Nigeria by proxy because they can mess his businesses up there. You know, they can say, okay, we are going to tax you to death, or we are going to, okay, if you don't do this, we are going to investigate your wealth. We are going to do this and the other. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to really sit back and think what do we want to do? What do we want for Nigeria? So that brings me to the only candidate that I think has can actually stand toe to toe with the two I've mentioned is Obi. I don't have anything bad that I can say about Obi. I don't have anything on, that negative that I can say about Obi. I've listened to this man. He's speaking to Nigerians. He's talking about our problems. He's talking about the economy. He's talking about education. He's talking about, that's why people are listening to him. That's why he's endearing himself to the youth. The youths are tired of APC and PDP because they are one. Politicians will move from APC, they move to PDP because they can't get what they want in the APC. So now, if PDP is not, getting them what they want again, they move back. There is nothing like, say, I have a policy or a principle. It's all about them. It's all about what they want. So they're back and forth and back and forth. APC chairman now used to be a PDP stalwart.
Well, see, when it comes to that, Obi himself just resigned from the PDP. Okay. Now, I would tell the truth. I don't know enough about Nigerian politicians. In fact, I don't know enough about politicians as a whole. Okay. That's why I brought you a political blogger. Okay, so you know all these things. Me, I don't know these guys. Okay, yes, I know them. I know them by name, but I don't know anything about them. Now, yes, I have my issue with the age of Ashwaju. Okay, and I am not comfortable with the shaking I see whenever he's on the stage to give his speech. In fact, I just laugh, because I ask myself, what is so important about the presidency that Nigerians are struggling to be there? Because just like Buhari, how many times did he contest before he finally won? Okay, it's as if there's something on that seat that people are struggling and are willing to die to get there. Yet, when they get there, they haven't done anything to move Nigeria forward. Now, when it comes to Obi, yes, a lot of people have talked about Obi and the Labour Party, that they don't have a structure. Okay. Now, assuming Obi wins in the election next year, she gets into office, and very few Labour candidates get into the House of Reps and the Senate. How can he ever run the country when all the legislatures are against him from the opposing parties? That's a real issue. Okay. Now, let's assume he's a great guy. Okay. I mean, he talks very well. I mean, he seems to have a grasp of the issues affecting Nigeria in economics, in politics, education, infrastructure, energy, everything. I've listened to him a lot. Okay. But then, without a political structure, how will he ever run the country to move it forward? It's a problem. So
okay, yeah, I agree with you absolutely. But you see, there's something going on in Nigeria today that no one saw coming. Even 2-3 months ago, no one saw this coming. You know, there is this revolution going on. I have not seen this kind of movement before. And it is the youths that are behind this movement. The youths are obese structure.
Okay.
You are very correct about if it becomes president, right? Does he have what it takes in the legislature? Absolutely true and correct. But when you have a wave of tsunami behind you,
okay,
whoever comes in front will be swept in.
Okay, so the point is this: does the Labour Party have enough candidates to fill all the seats across the country to run for the legislature, for the Senate and House of Reps, so that it is possible that the tsunami, obese tsunami, can move the mountains, that they all will win, at least a lot of them will win. But do they have the candidates?
You know, I said something earlier.
Yes.
I said 2 months ago, nobody really saw what is coming. We didn't know we were going to be here. This man has the whole of Nigerian youths on the side. And he's winning over, well, when I say the whole, I mean like a huge percentage of the youth.
Yes, I've seen that online, but online is not on ground.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, good.
So what I'm saying is this, right? Online is what you see.
Yes.
There's so much groundwork that is going on.
Okay.
Youths are giving their houses.
Wow.
As labor offices, they are donating their houses. They are spending their money to sensitize Nigerians on the ground. They are spending, this has got nothing to do with Obi. They are donating for Obi. They are campaigning for Obi on the ground. Do you know what is happening up north now? Even the northern youths
really
are spending their money for Obi. They now realize that what you are saying, they need it. That's why I said earlier, we didn't know we were going to be here, 2 months ago. They are now bringing out candidates for seats, candidates that are going to go to Labour. They are going to be vetted. I'm not saying they are going to win, and I'm not saying Obi is going to win. But let me tell you something. If the youth get involved, right?
Yeah.
And anyone tries to oppose him in the legislature, they will vote that person out or recall that person. Because now they have their PVC. You can recall and you put who you want there. When you recall, you can replace with the Labour people. Because you see, we as citizens do not realize that we are the ones with the power.
Yeah.
Not those politicians.
Yeah.
Even here in America, they understand that to a certain extent, not as deeply as they should. But maybe they do. Maybe it's just because of the divisions in issues and policies and politics. Maybe that's the reason. But in Africa, in Nigeria now, the youths are, 40% of our population are youths.
No, well, okay. Voting age, yes. Yeah.
Okay. That is power.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
That is power. So how is going to pan out in, say, you want to impeach Obi? It will be hard.
Well,
with what is going on in Nigeria today, right? The way these guys are, going for him, routing for him, campaigning for him, donating for him, giving their houses, giving their cars, giving their money. We've never seen anything like this in Nigeria before.
Interesting. Well, it's interesting. See, for me, I've said this several times that for me, I say this and I believe it. The generation, my generation, people born in the 60s and the 70s, I give us a lot of blame about the situation in Nigeria today. Because I say this, we gained a lot of the good things in Nigeria. We were born when Nigeria was powerful economically. We went to school free of charge, primary, secondary, university. Okay. And almost all of us went into the private sector. Not very few of us went into government. We left, at least the most brilliant ones went into private sector. Very few went into government. And we left the government to decay through time. You see, and where we are. Unfortunately, the generation from the 80s have not seen a Nigeria that works. They haven't. All they have seen is a dysfunctional Nigeria with all these troubles. Those of us who were lucky to see a Nigeria that worked haven't given Nigeria enough. So I blame us. So I'm happy to hear that we say the youths are taking over. Yes, let them take over. Is their country. And people above 60 have done their own. Let them go to the house and sit down and let the youths run the country. If they destroy the country, is their future. Okay? If they destroy it, okay, is their future. But it's better for me, it's better for the youths to destroy their future than for the old people to continue to destroy the future of the youths. So that's my take on that. Anyway, so let's hope the youth will do what they need to do to take over their future and run it the way they want.
Let me quickly say something.
Yeah.
When we talk about the youths of Nigeria, they are leading now in entertainment.
Yes.
They are leading now in technology. All this internet stuff, all this technological stuff. They are very, very adept at it.
Yeah.
Extreme. You know, when we're talking about skits, they're making money from it. Everything they have done by themselves without the help of the government.
Yeah.
Without government financing or nothing, they've been successful. We can say we have Whiskey now. We can say we have Burna Boy. We can say we have the video. We can say we have Olamide. And the list goes on and on, endless. And these guys are millionaires in dollars. And they reside in Nigeria, from the ghetto to multi-millionaires, apart from the video. So how did they do it? Look at Mr. Macaroni. Look at Kiki. Look at all the skits actors now. They're living very well. They can travel. They are doing well. How did they manage that? Technology.
Yeah.
So if they can do that in entertainment, what do you think is going to happen if they have the opportunity in sports?
Well,
what do you think is going to happen if they have the opportunity in government? These kids can do it. They have, we talk about 419, 419, 419. You see, it takes a lot of this to even contemplate, scamming people. And I'm not for scammers. I hate scammers. I cannot stand them. I don't, however, if they are given the opportunity to run Nigeria with the brains they have, I'm telling you, they will change Nigeria in 10 years.
Well, see,
that's
what I want. Is there Nigeria?
Yeah, all these old cargoes, they're just after money. They have nothing to offer. That's all they're there for. Power and money. Money. Number one, then power. And the ones that already have the money, all they want is power. Tinubu, what else does he want but power? What else does Atiku want but power?
But
There's nothing these guys have.
They already have power. So
the kind of power they have, you cannot compare with the power of the president.
So
Nigeria's president is probably one of the most powerful presidents in the world. I'm not saying most powerful nation, but the power the Nigerian president has over Nigeria and Nigeria and Africa. Biden doesn't have it over America because of the checks and balances.
Yeah, that's true.
That doesn't happen in Nigeria. Checks and balances in Nigeria is by mouth.
Wow.
And again, they centralized everything in Nigeria. Here in America, we have state police, we have troopers, we have federal police, we have FBI, we have everything. In Nigeria, they control the police from Abuja. We don't have. We even have a county police here. So not only don't we have a state police, we don't even have a local police, like local government. We don't have. So, and who controls
everything?
The Nigerian police,
presidency.
The Nigerian president. Who controls the military? The Nigerian president. Who controls DSS? The Nigerian president. Who controls NSA? The Nigerian president. All the security apparatus is controlled by the president of Nigeria. The power. That's what they're after. That's all. So that they can foster their agenda on the rest of the country. That's all.
Wow. So let the kids take over. Is that country? Is their life? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So let's talk about something very, very important. Okay. And security. Okay. From headsmen, Boko Haram, kidnappers, terrorists, agitators. Where is Nigeria going with so much insecurity? No one is safe. I mean, I remember 10 years ago, okay, I could travel anywhere. when I get to Lagos, I can just pick my father's car. I go to Delta. Okay, I can travel. Now, fear. We are people in Nigeria cannot go to certain places in Nigeria. And people like us who live outside Nigeria cannot, if you go to Nigeria with our children, we can't even, when we are afraid to be on the motorway, because the way our kids speak, anybody who hears them will know they are from somewhere else. And we're afraid of what might happen. See, I have a very, very lovely, dear person, a family friend, who was kidnapped in the train terrorist act some months ago. Nobody have heard anything. We know she was there because she was in the video that they made.
And the manifest.
So since then, nothing. Recently, the president's own motorcade was attacked. The church he talked about. People who go to church are not safe. Where are we going?
Thank you very much. Yes, security is of the utmost importance for any sovereign nation.
Yeah.
When your country is not secure, then you are going to the precipice, and an enemy can come and take over your country, which is what we're seeing now. But what is going on is not just the enemy from outside, it's the enemy within. We have people in this government, I believe, that their patriotism is not to Nigeria, but to a certain ethnic group, to a certain religion, to a certain agenda, like Islamizing the whole of Nigeria, like creating a place for Fulanis across Africa they can call home because they are predominantly nomads. So for this reason, I believe there is a conspiracy to create a home for them. And where will this be? Nigeria. Because what is going on in Nigeria points to one thing and one thing alone, that people in government are in cahoots with these so-called terrorists. Some will call them bandits. Some will call them unknown herdsmen, herdsmen. They're everywhere. They've overtaken our bushes, our forests. They are all over the southwest, whether we like it or not. And some even say they're just waiting for the command. I mean, look at what happened. Look at what happened at Kuje prison. We've seen so many. They went to NDA. They went to NDA, Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna. Killed 2 officers. Nothing happened. We didn't hear about it again. I mean, whether they were caught or whatever. The Kaduna train you mentioned, with thousands of hundreds of what is going on in the north today. They went to Abuja, the seat of power, where Buhari resides, to break the prison and release Boko Haram inmates in there. Do you know that the Kaduna Abuja people, terrorists, all right, that kidnapped and took folks, one of their demands, right, is to release the Boko Haram suspects in prison, in Kuje prison. That's one of their demands. Release them. Otherwise, we are going to kill the abductees. All right? But the federal government cannot say, okay, we are going to release, they're bargaining now. All right? They're asking for ransom. Of course, the federal government doesn't want to give ransom about them. So it is natural for a right-thinking person, a logical mind, to think, wait a minute, what is happening? So what happened at Kuje prison now? The Boko Haram inmates were released. They were freed. Security, according to reports, security that in military guys that have known the ins and outs of the security architecture of the prison were removed 24 hours before the attack. They were removed and changed with new ones 24 hours before. Okay, that's one. They were attacking the prison for over 3 hours in Abuja.
And nothing?
Before military guys came, they had gone before they came. Now,
for 3 hours.
For 3 hours. They were attacking the prison for 3 hours within Abuja. You would have expected that it shouldn't take them 10 minutes. Because once they started hearing gunshots, there's cell phones everywhere. Just call a command center. We are under attack. What is Nigerian Navy doing? Nigerian Air Force. I mean, what are they doing? They should have bombarded. Come on, man. Then after that, 3 hours after they came, right? They have no CCTV. Come on, it's an inside job. And now, some at the DSS are even saying that they gave the intel to the military, to the Nigerian military, a few days, even last week, that we understand they're going to attack Kuje prison. But the military did nothing. Just like they did nothing about the, now we know about the Kaduna train attack. They were informed. They were given the intel. They did nothing. What about every of these terrorists that are caught, right? That they release? I have videos of army officers telling us what you are hearing now. What about Nigerian military officers that are killed, that are murdered by the Nigerian military because they killed Boko Haram fighters?
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. See.
Yes.
Really?
So, yes. But of course, the Nigerian government will deny it. Not only that, the people in power governing Nigeria, let me be nice, they are incompetent. They are nincompoops. They have nothing here but what is this Islamic Sharia? That's all they have here. Sharia. That's it. Look at Tanku. What is it called? Tanku Mohammed, Chief Justice of Nigeria, that they just forced to resign. I was watching a video about of him speaking. I hung my head and I'm like, wow. Look at this boy as well, Malami. Malami is just a Sharia fool. These are the people in power. These people have an agenda. Remember what Abacha said? Abacha said that if any insurgency lasts for more than 24 hours, the government knows about it. This insurgency now is in its 8th or 9th year. There are people in the government doing this. They did it to destabilize Jonathan. You know, who brought them in? We've had many people say it was Buhari or people who wanted it in power that brought them in. You know, he thought that Jonathan was not going to hand over power. You know, so when he became the president, they didn't take the guns from them. So those people, they have nowhere to return to. So they took over the terrain. I've seen videos of this terrorist saying exactly what I'm saying.
Wow. See,
it is deep. It is very deep. The herdsmen, the bandits, the ISWAP, the blaming ISWAP, they are all the same. They are part and parcel. Now the unfortunate thing is this: they have now come from all over Africa. They tried it in Congo. They were booted out from Congo. They chased them like crazy from Congo. Congo's army are not as, come on, Nigerian army, come on now. They tried it in Ghana. They kicked them the heck out.
Yeah.
Let me
say, okay, the Ghana one, at least I remember when the Ghana government told the headsmen that what you guys do in Nigeria, you can't do here. And the government did what it takes to stop this. And I haven't heard anything.
They kicked them out. They kicked them out.
So if Ghana can do that, so why can't Nigeria do that?
Because we have someone in power whose allegiance is not to Nigeria, but to his clan. That's why.
Well,
this man's allegiance is not to Nigeria, or is not to Nigeria. It is to his clan, his people from Niger and Katsina, and his people from the north. That's his allegiance. And this happens to be those that are terrorizing Nigeria. If you look at the antecedents of this man from 1984 and 1985, when he was kicked out by Babangida, go and check the statement Babangida wrote about it. Let me find it here. I will read it out. Then, this was Babangida in 1985 when he overthrew him. And apart from that, all right, this man, when he overthrew the Shagari government, all the northern people, all the Fulanis were placed under house arrest. Those that were, that were accused of bad management of Nigeria, of the bad management of Nigeria. And every other person were put in prison, including Ekene, Alex Ekene, Shagari's vice, in prison. But Shagari was placed under house arrest. But he jailed all the Southerners. This man's antecedents, remember in 2014, or was it 2014 or 2012, when he said that, why are you killing my people? Why are you killing Boko Haram? That killing Boko Haram is killing us. I can Google it. Something toward that. Look at the man's antecedents. He will talk about Niger. He built a train to, that's, to me, he needs to prove me wrong. And many Nigerians, many knowledgeable Nigerians, they need to prove them wrong. That, okay, is this true? I mean, his allegiance is to his people. I'm not saying he's a terrorist. I'm not saying he's involved in terrorism, but Nigerians of, how can I put it, of knowledge of what is going on in the politics and insecurity have come out to say that we have people in government that are sponsoring terrorists.
So see, I read this from your blog a few days ago when
Sorry, let me quickly read this out.
Okay.
Regrettably, it turned out that Major General Muhammadu Buhari was too rigid and uncompromising in his attitudes to issues of national significance. Efforts to make him understand that a diverse polity like Nigeria required recognition and appreciation of differences in both cultural and individual perceptions only serves to aggravate these attitudes. Major General Ibrahim Babangida, August 27, 1985, when he was given the reason why he overthrew Buhari. So when you are telling him to be fair, when you are telling him to look at Nigeria as a nation of different culture, of different people, it aggravates these attitudes of clannishness. He's clannish, his allegiance to his people, to the Fulani, period. That's what that man said in 1985. That's what we are seeing right now.
Okay. Well, the truth is, what on matter is that there are people who know him, and I'm willing to listen if they come out to talk about these things, because it's important, you know. So a few days ago, I read from your blog about when the information minister talked about the 1,600 repentant Boko Haram insurgents who they have acquired trades. So now, I don't know, is this what other countries, is that how other countries treat insurgents?
No.
So is this only in Nigeria that this happens?
I won't say at this scale, yes. At this scale, yes. Even America, that has everything it takes to secure. Remember, there has never been any kind of war in America in over 300 years of their existence. Not single war has happened on this soil. So that
you mean apart from the Civil War?
Yeah, that's yeah. Apart from the Civil War, thank you. But what I mean is, external war.
Okay.
Yeah. Everything is just the 9/11.
Yeah.
But the fought wars around the world. So I'm saying about their security.
Okay.
Even America, we know how they treated the terrorists from the Middle East in Guantanamo Bay. Guantanamo Bay is next door to Cuba. It's not even here in America. So we know how people deal with terrorists. You see, this is an ideology. You see, it's something in the mind. You don't change someone's ideology like that. Rehabilitation is nonsense. This is another form of trying to infiltrate the security apparatus in Nigeria, from the military to DSS, to even the federal ministries, to civilian lives, to the military, to every, it's another form of infiltration. So what happened in Kuje prison, right? We already know it's an inside job. How do we know they are not? We have them. Even the military will tell they have Boko Haram members in their ranks, and they are in as top officers. Who gives orders not to go and what to do and not to do? We know that. So it is absolute nonsense. You are telling me you can kill and destroy family and you are not going to pay for it. Are you discouraging that kind of behavior? Are you encouraging that kind of behavior? You know, what happens to the family that have lost loved ones and the ones that have lost limbs, the ones that are paralyzed from neck down, and all the effects of these atrocities being committed against these victims by this so-called, Boko Haram? And now you want to tell me you are going to rehabilitate and release them into the society? And it's been proved as well that those that have been rehabilitated have gone back to terrorism.
Really?
You know, yes, again, these people are the president's clansmen. This man is a clannish man. His allegiance is to the Fulanis first. Nothing comes after. Remember, he's the only one that voted against his country. The only president that voted against his countryman for, and voted for another man for another country during when he was military head of state. He voted a Fulani man instead of an Igbo man for what position now? It's escaped my mind. Go and research what I'm just telling you. The antecedents of Buhari is there. He's a man committed and who has allegiance and patriotism to his clan, nothing else. It doesn't mean that he partakes in all this. It doesn't mean he's a terrorist. But he will look away because they are his people. He's done it in the past. And that's what he's doing now.
So then we need to start asking the question. What is the priority, the three top priorities of any new administration who comes in after this? What should they focus on? Tell me three things you think is important.
Okay, sorry. I just typed this to check, okay?
Yeah.
In the election of the Organization of African Unity Secretary General in 1985, General Buhari voted against Nigeria and for Niger instead. He secured the election of Ide Umaru, a Fulani man from Niger, as opposed to an Igbo man from Nigeria, and he was Nigeria's head of state. Does anybody need to say any more?
Wow. So
the leopard doesn't change their spots.
So what should the next people in power focus on with all this
Security.
wahala?
Security. Get rid of all this. Number one, any military officers from the rank of where Major General should be kicked out. If they need to change all the security echelon in our intelligence. I mean, sorry, the intelligence echelon in our security architecture. Yeah, they need to be changed.
But we can't afford to do that. Just
we can.
I mean, do we have enough people to fill the space?
My brother, is only 100 people.
Okay.
At the top, 100 generals who are in charge of all these sensitive positions and information and all that. Just remove them. You see what happens. Remove them. Put competent men in there. Put competent men in there. Put, remove this, remove. The hierarchy in the military is serious. The discipline. That's why Kwela called them zombie. They listen to what their superiors tell them. Okay? So if you change the top man, it's order down. They will listen. You see people coming out and pointing. They know all these cells in the military. They know all these sellouts, but they can't speak. They can't say much. The military boys knows. They know. They know. Of course you will know. Of course they know, but they can't do anything. They are killing people who talk. If you try to talk, they kill you. Or they find something on you, put you in jail. This thing is not hard. Somebody just goes there, change all the guards, in all the military, TSS, everything, remove them, put competent people there. Malami is a Sharia man. Tanko Mohammed is a Sharia man. How can a Sharia lawyer be the Attorney General of the Federation like Nigeria now? Sharia law is completely different. It's like saying, "Oh, I want a family lawyer to be the Attorney General of Nigeria." Or it's crazy. Sharia.
So, see, I know one of the biggest discussion in recent years has been about restructuring. So, what's your take? Restructuring, yes or no? And why?
Yes. Let every region control their resources.
Okay.
Like they do in the United States, which we are trying to copy. Yes, absolutely yes. Let everybody control their resources, their security. Okay. Decentralize the police, decentralize. Well, you can't really decentralize the military, but
you're back. So we're saying you support the restructuring.
Yes, I totally do. I support the restructuring because that's the only way out. Let every region, reap the rewards of their government, of their people, of their region. So let us govern ourselves the way we want. For example, you can't stay in Kano destroying bottles of beer and not allowing people to sell alcohol or anything like that. And then you are collecting VAT from Lagos, where we have the breweries. You are collecting VAT from Ibadan, where we have the breweries. So that's not feasible. That's not fair. You can't say that when we come to the north, we cannot wear this or that, but you can do. You can't wear certain clothing, but you can wear the same clothing down south. It's a lot of mess. So let everybody decide how they want to be.
Yeah.
How we want to live. So that's my own view about restructuring. Yes.
Okay. I mean, it's fair. Okay. As long as you don't stop people from living anywhere in the country. Okay. You can live anywhere. You can seek employment anywhere. As long as those things don't affect people. Okay. Yes, like the example of the VAT and the breweries. When I saw the destruction of the beer bottle, I was amazed. That was maybe up to 6 months ago. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay, I can certainly understand that.
And that would deal with the issue of nepotism, favoritism, ethnicity. It will deal with a lot of problems that we have in Nigeria that are caused by the leadership, that they are caused by the politicians who wants to hang on to power, as much as they can. And the the tools they use is that, I mean, if you really want to see the true Nigerians or the true Nigerian, just watch us when we are playing football. When Nigeria is playing against another country, the unity. You know, the Hausas are joyful, the Igbos are ecstatic, the Yorubas are, ecstatic. It's joy. That is how you know that Nigeria is more united than divided.
Well, I'm hoping that we will find a formula that will bring us together, because what has been going on for decades, and especially in the last it's 9 years, is unbelievable. So let's take it to the events in the UK a few weeks ago, and then yesterday, when the accusation of Ekene and his wife for attempting organ harvest. Yes. Now I hear the case was in court yesterday, and now it has been determined that the young man is not a minor. Okay, I hear that. Unfortunately, I will tell you the truth. I don't follow stories like this, but it's something important. Now, I saw a video on Facebook yesterday or 2 days ago, when in was it in Germany? I don't know if it was the senator that he was being harassed by a lot of Nigerians.
No. That was in England. That's about Ekene.
Was that in England?
Yes.
Wow. I mean, why do we get violent about? See, the case.
Were they assaulted?
Yes. I saw the video. I don't know.
Were they beaten up?
Yeah.
Okay, no. That, I don't think that's the one the one I saw is the Koiki Media one that was asking questions.
No, he wasn't asking questions. They were harassing, beating, and pushing the guy around.
I think the video you're talking about was the one from 2 years ago. Actually,
oh, okay. It wasn't about.
It's still not accepted.
But why do we do that?
Assaulting? No, I totally don't agree with that. But people are angry. People are suffering. People are hungry.
Now, let me ask you. As angry as people get, okay, about our politicians, right now in UK, we are very angry about our prime minister and the shenanigans he has been doing for the last 3 years. Okay, but we boo. Okay, we harass our MPs to the extent that they pound him out of office, but we don't assault them.
That's why the first thing I said was, I don't condone assault.
Yeah,
I don't. It doesn't solve any problem
at all.
But
at all.
that is you and I. Yeah, human beings, the way we think, the way we handle issues are completely different. And that's why we have the law courts. And that's why we have murderers. That's why we have rapists. That's why we have people who even commit suicide. That's why we have all kinds of manners of crime. Because the way people think are completely different from one another. And the way people handle situations are different. I wish and pray that people can be logical when they are angry. But the truth is, I've seen things here in America, back in England, because I was in England for 18 years.
Wow.
So I know England inside out. I lived in Colindale, I lived in Barnet, I lived in Wilston. I know, back and forth. I consider England as my home, to be honest, because I spent most of my adult years there. However, having said that, we don't deal with issues the same way people deal with issues. Some people beat women. You wonder, why would you want to beat a woman?
It wasn't the woman wasn't there. It was just
no. I'm just saying the reasonable mind.
Okay.
Why do you want to rape a child? The reasonable mind will say, well, how can you commit on your child? So I'm just saying to you that the way people behave, I don't know how and why, is completely different. So I would never condone any crime, because an assault is a crime. It's crime, and all of these are crimes. However, we can't stop it. So, but when people are angry, Nigeria has been destroyed beyond anyone's imagination. I remember in 1976, shortly when Murtala Mohammed passed and Obasanjo became the head of state, my father said something, and that was before Festac 77. My father said, Nigeria is so rich that, because at that time they were preparing for Festac 77 and they were spending a lot of money. Nigeria, that's after Udoji. Udoji 73, when the government was just giving out money.
Well, I was just born then.
Okay. Yeah. So you remember when Nigeria was giving students money? When the university, they give you bursary.
Yeah. Bursary my uncles went to school on scholarship.
500 naira. They were subsidizing lunch. Yeah. For them. So 50 kobo back then.
I used to go to Henry Carr Unilag to see my uncles, and he give me 50 kobo voucher.
Yeah.
To go to the canteen to eat. Yeah.
So my dad said that if we were spending money the way they were spending for Festac, remember they built Festac, they built houses, they developed the whole area.
I lived in Festac, yes.
And they built the National Theatre, and so much. My dad was like, if we spend money like that for the next 20 years, that was in 1976, that Nigeria we loaned money to African countries and all that. And suddenly, some people came to power and destroyed everything, which brought Idi Agbon in. Within 4 years or 5 years of my father saying that, Nigeria was already looking at, and it wasn't even this bad then. So that was what brought in Buhari, that led to Babangida. And that was the genesis of a serious nosedive into abyss. So people are angry. So people want to take it out on do you know how many Nigerians want to lay hands on Buhari? If he walks on the street of anywhere now with the way he's doing, you think they won't lynch him? 80% of our politicians think they won't lynch him. If they walk in the wrong area, you think they'll be lynched. Without the securities and without being around their people, they'll be lynched. That is the anger on the streets of Nigeria. It's crazy. I'm totally against that. Completely and totally. Let the law handle everything the right way. If we don't have a law that is just, they have to change it. I don't know how long it's going to take, because the same people that have, are given the responsibility of changing the laws. So, my brother, it's a shame. On the query matter, I think, I'm sorry about, the condition of his daughter. I really, genuinely and truly. I'm not one who is going to say, oh, why doesn't why don't his children or their children donate to their sister a kidney or whatever? I don't know what circumstances, what situation. I don't know if the family and the kidneys, match. So, but however, the only thing is this: if they have fixed Nigeria's medical,
yeah,
he wouldn't have to travel. And again, the truth is this: because they do not trust the facilities and the capabilities of our doctors, the medical facilities in Nigeria, and the capabilities of our doctors, they believe they have to travel out. I tell you, I know someone personally.
I do too.
That 6 months ago did the same thing.
She
was stage 3
cancer.
No. Kidney. He had kidney problems. That's reached stage 3.
Wow.
She started dialysis, became stage 4. She sought a person who decided to give his kidney. She's a female, but they got a match with a guy who donated his kidney, not donate, sold.
Wow.
Because they paid the guy 7 million naira. The operation cost her about 6 million naira. The recovery cost her about 4 million. Everything was about 16 or 17 million naira that she spent. We raised money for her and all that. And it was done successfully. Guess where?
Where?
It was done in Abuja. This lady lives in Akwa Ibom. But she traveled to Abuja. And it was done right there in Abuja. And they are doing this transplant every day in Nigeria. But their mentality, because they know what they are doing, their mentality is we don't have a place like that. We don't have the facility. We don't have the know-how to successfully operate or successfully have a kidney transplant. That's false. But like I said, and here comes this man he was the Senate president. He's been at the top of politics in Nigeria and the Nigerian government, and he couldn't do anything. He couldn't build a hospital in his hometown or in his state. This is what we are saying. All they do is just share money. So I feel bad because of what is happening to his daughter. And, of course, he wants to save his daughter. But I don't feel bad about what they are doing. Because many Nigerians if that woman didn't have 16 million naira to do a transplant, she would have died.
Yeah.
How many Nigerians can afford that?
Very 0.001%.
You are in England, God forbid. You know someone in England who needs it.
Yeah. A very close mentor of mine. Yeah.
NHS will do it for free.
Yeah. He had to stay on dialysis for years before he finally got the match.
This woman was so lucky. She was just on dialysis for like 4, 5, 6 months. You see, NHS will do it for free. Yeah. So you cannot provide.
Well, let the law take its course. That's what I say.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
So, Ayo, you have been a great guest. So let me ask you my final question. Okay. I'm hoping that you give me an answer that will make me happy. Okay. Tell me, in 20, 30 years' time, what Nigeria do you envision?
What I hope will happen is that we will be close to the development that we are seeing in Dubai. That will be close because it's not beyond Nigeria. We are a smart people. We have every resource in this world to be the first world, to be a leader not just in Africa but in the world. The world needs Nigeria to be on its feet, on her feet. I mean, the Black world needs Nigeria. We are the most populous Black nation in the world.
Yeah.
Black people are suffering across the world. Can you imagine a powerful Nigeria, a rich Nigeria, militarily and financially? What is happening in America? They can say stop. They can say, wait, come on, you have to stop. You can't keep shooting people from the background away from the police. So my hope and wish is that we can attain that rightful place in the Committee of Nations, because we have what it takes, minerally, mentally, in every aspect.
Yeah.
The only thing that is keep holding us down is fraud. All this ethnicity problem, all this blah blah is tied to fraud. Where you want to take another man's country for your plan, that is fraud. So the problem we have in Nigeria is fraud. Deal with fraud, we will see a Nigeria of Dubai status in 20-30 years, no doubt.
That's a good one. Very, very happy to hear that. And I agree. We have the capacity. We have the acumen. We can easily acquire all the knowledge we need. Okay. And Nigeria can be anything we make it to be. And it's so Ayo, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ekene, for having me and for inviting me. I've enjoyed the chat,
Yeah.
And yes, let's keep praying for Nigeria.
Yes, we need to. We need to, for Nigeria and for Africa. Yeah. Thank you, man. Take care.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.